In this video, we'll uncover the most valuable wheat pennies you should be on the lookout for. We'll break down what makes these coins so special, how much they're worth in today's market, and what you need to know to sell them successfully at auction. Let's start with the first coin, the 1939 Large Date Lincoln. Wheat 1 cent without a mint mark, in circulated condition. This coin is a true gem, embodying an important era in U.S. coinage and American history. The 1939 Lincoln Wheat Cent marks a significant period not just in numismatics, but also in American history. At this time, the country was still recovering from the Great Depression and was on the cusp of entering World War II. This coin circulated widely during an era of significant social and economic change. Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the obverse of the coin is symbolic of unity and perseverance, qualities the nation clung to in those challenging years. The 1939 wheat cent itself was minted exclusively at the Philadelphia Mint, the reason there is no mint mark on these coins. In total, the mintage for this particular large date variety was about 447,900,000 pieces. This may sound like a huge number, but in the world of coin collecting, condition and subtle variations drastically affect the coin's rarity and value. One of the key factors that make the 1939 large date wheat cent particularly valuable is the subtle but distinct difference between the large date and small date varieties. The large date variety features numerals that are broader and taller compared to the small date. This variation is often a point of intense scrutiny among collectors because the large date variant is far less common. The rarity is compounded by the fact that most surviving specimens tend to be in circulated condition due to their common usage in daily transactions, and the fact that few were ever set aside in pristine condition by collectors or banks. In the case of the 1939 large date without a mint mark, the coin's large date digits are the defining feature. Numismatists use various references and guides to authenticate these varieties, such as measuring the size of the numerals, comparing the shape of the digits, and analyzing the coin's weight and metal content, which is 95% copper, 5% tin and zinc at that time. Market demand for this coin in circulated condition has been steadily increasing. While it's not considered the rarest Lincoln wheat cent by mintage alone, the large date variant is highly sought after because it fills a critical niche for collectors aiming to complete date and mint mark sets. It is especially popular with those who appreciate the subtle variations in coin design and the story they tell about the minting process in the early 20th century. On auction sites and at major coin shows, a circulated 1939 large date wheat cent without mint mark can command prices from $50,000 up to even $70,000 or more, depending on the exact grading by professional services like PCGS or NGC. The value is driven by the relative scarcity of well-preserved specimens and the strong demand among Lincoln wheat cent enthusiasts who focus on complete type sets or key date varieties. Collectors prize these coins not only for their monetary value, but for their place in American history. They represent an era when the country was growing in industrial strength, preparing for global conflict, and still tightly connected to its agricultural roots, symbolized beautifully by the wheat ears on the reverse. Owning a 1939 large date Lincoln wheat cent is like holding a piece of that era, a tangible link to the past. In terms of condition, most 1939 large date wheat cents available in today's market are circulated, meaning they show signs of wear from decades of use. The surface might have minor scratches, some color toning, and slight flattening of the high points of Lincoln's bust and the wheat ears. Yet, these imperfections do not significantly diminish the coin's appeal. In fact, the patina and wear often add to the coin's character and historical authenticity. There are occasional examples of this coin in near mint state, but those are extremely rare and can fetch significantly higher auction prices, sometimes exceeding six figures. However, for most collectors and investors, a well-preserved circulated example is an excellent way to acquire a high-value Lincoln wheat cent with meaningful historical significance. Collectors should also note the coin's importance in completing sets. Because the 1939 large date without mint mark represents a key date in the Philadelphia Mint series, it's essential for anyone building a comprehensive Lincoln wheat cent collection. Without this coin, a set would be incomplete, And since the 1939 large date variety is less common than the small date, its value continues to appreciate. In recent years, auction houses specializing in rare coins, like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers Galleries, have consistently recorded strong sales for this coin. The provenance of certain pieces, especially those with well-documented histories or coming from famous collections, also pushes the prices higher. In summary, the 1939 large date Lincoln wheat 1 cent without mint mark in circulated condition is a treasure of American numismatics. Its strong historical context, distinctive design, rarity due to the large date variety, and increasing market demand make it a highly valuable coin. With prices regularly exceeding $50,000 in auction markets, this coin remains a cornerstone for serious collectors and investors alike. Now, let's move on to our next highlight today. The 1942 Lincoln Wheat 1 cent, featuring the infamous D mint mark error, also in circulated condition. This coin has a fascinating story that mixes historical significance with the intrigue of minting errors that can skyrocket a coin's value. The year 1942 was a critical time in American history. The United States had just entered World War II following the attack on Pearl Harbor in December 1941. This period saw the country's resources and industries shift dramatically towards war efforts, impacting even coin production. The Denver Mint, indicated by the D mint mark, was one of the primary producers of Lincoln cents. During this time, one of the most talked about and valuable errors in the 1942 D Lincoln cent series is the D mint mark doubled die error. This error is characterized by a clear doubling effect on the mint mark itself, caused during the hubbing process at the mint when the die was impressed twice with misalignment. This doubling can be seen distinctly when viewed under magnification. The D appears to have a shadow, or a second outline slightly offset from the original. This error is not just a curiosity, it is a major factor that propels the coin's market value. The mintage for the 1942 D Lincoln Wheat cent was approximately 428,860,000 pieces. While this is a large number, the error variety is incredibly rare since only a small fraction of coins produced during this period exhibit the doubling on the mint mark collector's prize. The 1942 D doubled die mint mark error, not only because of its rarity but also due to the story behind mint errors themselves. Errors like this occur during production mishaps, and because minting processes were less automated in the 1940s, such errors are more common and more collectible than errors on modern coins. When it comes to the market value of the 1942 D Lincoln Wheat cent with the mint mark doubling, circulated examples are incredibly sought after. Prices regularly reach well over $50,000 in auction markets, sometimes surpassing $60,000 depending on the coin's condition and the quality of the doubling. Coins graded by professional services such as PCGS or NGC, with a clear, obvious mint mark doubling, tend to command premium prices. Collectors interested in this coin are often those who specialize in error coins, or those completing Lincoln cent collections with key varieties and error types. This coin represents a perfect blend of history, rarity, and error intrigue. In addition to the doubling on the mint mark, other characteristics can affect the coin's value, including the overall strike quality and the degree of wear. Coins with sharp doubling and minimal wear are the most valuable, while heavily circulated coins with faint doubling are less so, though still desirable. The 1942 D doubled die error also appeals to investors as a tangible asset in a niche market that appreciates both historical significance and rarity. Over the past decade, sales of this coin at major auctions have shown a steady increase in value, reflecting growing interest in error coins and early Lincoln cents. From a collector's perspective, owning a 1942 D Lincoln Wheat cent with the doubled die mint mark error is like owning a piece of mint history. A moment frozen in time where human imperfection created something unique and valuable. It adds a layer of storytelling and mystique to any coin collection. Because the coin was heavily circulated during wartime and into the post-war period, finding examples in mint or near-mint condition is extraordinarily difficult, which further elevates the desirability and price of well-preserved specimens. To sum up, the 1942 D Lincoln Wheat 1 cent with the mint mark doubling error, is a coin of immense numismatic interest. Its historical context during a pivotal era in U.S. history, combined with the rarity of the mint error and the strong collector demand, makes it a highly valuable coin. Auction prices for circulated examples typically start at $50,000 and can rise considerably higher, reflecting the coin's status as a prized piece for both collectors and investors. Next up, the 1941 Abraham Lincoln. Wheat 1 cent, large date without mint mark, circulated condition. This coin is a remarkable example from the era of the Lincoln Wheat Cent series that spanned from 1909 to 1958. Introduced to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday in 1909, the Lincoln cent replaced the Indian head cent and became the longest-running design in U.S. coinage history. The wheat reverse, featuring two wheat stalks embracing the coin's edge, symbolized prosperity and growth during an era of economic change. By 1941, the United States was on the brink of entering World War II. The nation was still recovering from the Great Depression, and the coinage from this period reflects a fascinating blend of historical context, economic challenges, and evolving minting technologies. The 1941 large-date Lincoln cent without a mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the only U.S. mint not to use a mint mark during this time. Its absence of a mint mark is an important identifying feature that helps collectors confirm its origin and adds to its collectible allure. One defining characteristic collectors pay close attention to with this 1941 large date is the distinct size of the digits in the date itself. The large date variety features notably taller and wider numbers, especially the 4 and 1, compared to the small date variant that was also minted in 1941. This makes it easier for enthusiasts to distinguish between the two. The mintage for the 1941 Philadelphia large date Lincoln cent was approximately 541 million coins. While this may sound like a large number, it's relatively modest when compared to other years and mint mark varieties in the series, especially considering the high survival rate of many coins from this period due to their use as everyday currency. However, it's important to understand that within this vast number, many coins were worn, damaged, or melted down, which drastically reduces the availability of high-quality specimens today. Collectors place a premium on circulated coins in good condition because many examples from this era show significant wear, discoloration, and damage. A good condition coin, in numismatic terms, indicates that while the coin shows wear from circulation, the key details remain visible and intact. For this 1941 large date coin, it means the wheat stalks, Lincoln's profile, and date digits are clear, even if the finer details have worn down. Beyond the condition and date variety, one of the key factors driving the market value of this coin is its historical context. 1941 was a pivotal year for the United States, just before America's entry into World War II in December. Coins from this year are highly prized for their connection to that crucial moment in history, and collectors often seek them to complete their sets or to hold a piece of that era. Interestingly, the 1941 large date Lincoln cent is also known for a few subtle die variations that attract specialist collectors. For example, some coins show slight doubling on the date or minting errors such as die cracks, doubled dies, or repunched dates. While not common, these varieties can boost the value of an individual coin significantly. Now let's talk about the value and market interest. Due to its historical importance, solid mintage, and key date status, the 1941 large date Lincoln cent without mint mark has become one of the more expensive wheat cents on the market, especially in circulated good condition. Recent auction results and dealer pricing show that examples in this condition typically range from $86,000 to upwards of $79,000, depending on the exact condition, eye appeal, and presence of any errors or special features. Auction houses specializing in rare coins, such as Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers, have reported sales in this range, often highlighting the coin's provenance and quality. It is important to note that while uncirculated or mint state examples command even higher premiums, well-preserved circulated specimens still command serious attention from collectors due to their scarcity and historical relevance. Collectors also prize these coins because they form an essential part of any high-quality Lincoln cent set, particularly those focusing on the wheatback series. The 1941 large date variety is one of the dates that often appears as a challenge piece in registry sets, pushing collectors to seek out the best possible example to elevate their collections. In conclusion, the 1941 Abraham Lincoln Wheat 1 cent large date without mint mark in circulated good condition stands out as a remarkable coin, blending historical significance, design beauty, and solid collector demand. Its current auction market value, exceeding $90,000, reflects the rarity of well-preserved specimens and the sustained enthusiasm of collectors for this iconic piece of American numismatic history. Next up, the 1944 Abraham Lincoln Wheat 1 cent, large date with D mint mark in circulated condition. This coin is equally fascinating, representing the U.S. Mint's Denver production during the World War II era. 1944 was a year of intense wartime production and transformation for the United States. The country was fully engaged in World War II, and the minting of coins was influenced by metal demands for the war effort. This historical backdrop adds a profound layer of significance to the 1944 Lincoln cent, making it highly collectible. Like its 1941 counterpart, this 1944 Lincoln cent features the classic Brenner portrait on the obverse, surrounded by "In God We Trust Liberty" and the date, 1944. The reverse continues with the wheat ears design, symbolizing America's agricultural prosperity and the optimism for post-war growth. One of the key characteristics of this coin is the large date variety, where the digits in the date are distinctly larger than the small date version minted the same year. The large dates 4 and 1 have a wider and taller appearance, providing a reliable way for collectors to identify it visually. The 1944 D Lincoln cent had a mintage of approximately 375 million coins. Though not as large as Philadelphia's 1941 output, this number is still substantial, yet many coins have circulated extensively, suffered damage, or been lost over time. As a result, high-quality circulated examples of the large date 1944D are far less common, elevating their collectible value. The coin's composition remains the same as other wheat cents of the era, 95% copper with 5% tin and zinc, giving it the characteristic reddish hue, although prolonged circulation can lead to toning or wear. From a collector's perspective, the 1944D large date Lincoln cent is prized for its connection to the wartime years, a period that saw the U.S. economy and industry fully mobilized to support the military effort. Coins minted during these years often evoke strong patriotic feelings and a sense of history, driving demand in the collector market. Design-wise, the 1944D large date coin features well-executed relief with Brenner's portrait showing fine detail, although circulation often softens the sharpness of the lines. The wheat stalks on the reverse remain a highlight for many collectors, symbolizing the agricultural backbone of America even during wartime. Errors and varieties associated with the 1944D large date Lincoln cent include occasional doubled dies and die cracks, which collectors seek out for their uniqueness and rarity. While these error coins are not as numerous as in some other series, they can command substantial premiums when verified and authenticated. Market value for this coin, especially in circulated condition, has seen impressive growth over recent years. With collectors becoming more aware of the significance and scarcity of high-quality pieces, the 1944D large date Lincoln cent now commands prices starting from around $70,000 and climbing higher for coins with exceptional eye appeal, minimal wear, and any notable error attributes. Major auctions have seen this coin perform strongly, often highlighted for its historical narrative and rarity within circulated examples. Compared to other wartime Lincoln cents, the large date 1944D is a standout, especially because Denver coins often have a more limited collector base than Philadelphia issues, which increases competition among collectors. Collector interest is further bolstered by registry sets and advanced collections focusing on Lincoln cents, where the 1944D large date becomes a key component to complete the series. It's not just about having any coin from 1944, but owning a specific variety with a limited mintage and distinct design features that define this piece. In summary, the 1944 Abraham Lincoln Wheat 1 cent large date with D mint mark. In circulated condition, embodies a unique blend of wartime history, numismatic design, and collector demand. With auction values exceeding $60,000, it stands as a testament to the enduring allure of Lincoln wheat cents and the passion of collectors who seek to preserve America's coinage heritage. Next up, the 1955 large date wheat 1 cent with the Denver mint mark, but with a fascinating twist. It's a circulated color error coin. To understand why this coin is so special, we need to take a step back in time. The Lincoln Wheat Cent series was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure, moving away from the allegorical designs used previously. Victor David Brenner, a renowned sculptor, designed the coin, which featured a left-facing profile of Lincoln on the obverse and 2 stalks of wheat flanking the denomination on the reverse. This design endured for over 4 decades, making the Wheat Cent series a cornerstone of American coinage and a favorite among collectors. The 1955 Lincoln Wheat Cent in particular holds a unique place in coin history. This was the year when the mint was producing coins during a period of transition and experimentation. The 1955 Lincoln Cent is famous mostly for the 1955 double die obverse error, which features dramatic doubling of the date and inscriptions on the coin. However, what we're focusing on today is a slightly different but equally fascinating aspect. The large date version with the Denver mint mark D coupled with a rare circulated color error condition. In terms of mintage, the 1955 D large date Lincoln Wheat Cent was produced in huge numbers. The Denver Mint struck approximately 243 million pieces of this variant, making it a common date at first glance. Yet, the circulated color error version is exceptionally rare. Typically, Lincoln Wheat Cents were struck on a bronze alloy composed of 95% copper, 5% tin, and zinc, giving them their characteristic reddish-brown hue. Occasionally, however, some coins exhibit unusual coloration due to minting anomalies or post-mint environmental effects. The color error in this context refers to coins that display unusual hues or toning, such as partial green oxidation, coppery red patches, or other patinas that differ markedly from the standard bronze color. What makes the 1955 D large date color error coin so valuable is the combination of the rare minting defect alongside the large production number that normally would make these coins commonplace. Collectors are especially interested in this coin because it represents a convergence of historical significance, rarity, and visual appeal. The color error serves as a natural fingerprint of the coin's journey through time, telling a story of its exposure to different environments, chemical reactions, and the unique handling by collectors or past owners. This makes each color error coin one of a kind. What sets this coin apart on the auction block is its ability to attract a niche group of color error collectors as well as Lincoln Wheat Cent enthusiasts. The value in today's auction market for a 1955 D large date circulated color error coin can easily break the $98,000 barrier when the right specimen surfaces. The coin must demonstrate clear color error without excessive damage, retain identifiable details, and ideally show moderate circulation wear to preserve that life story character. The large date is generally more sought after than the small date because fewer examples exist in top condition and because of its distinct appearance. When combined with the circulated color error condition, it becomes a coin that transcends ordinary collecting. It becomes a centerpiece for specialized collections focused on mint errors and historical uniqueness. Historically, the 1955 Lincoln Wheat Cent also reflects the post-World War II economic boom in the U.S., when millions of Americans relied on coins like this in daily transactions. Many of these cents circulated heavily, so finding one today with a rare mint error and visually striking coloration is like uncovering a hidden treasure. The 1955 D large date color error circulated coin serves as a testament to the enduring legacy of the Lincoln Wheat Cent series and the stories every coin can tell. Collectors today often seek these coins at high-end auctions, estate sales, and through private dealers who specialize in error coins and rare Lincoln cents. When a quality specimen is up for auction, Bidding wars can push prices well beyond the $100,000 mark, especially if the coin's provenance is well documented and it exhibits a visually stunning color error that appeals to the eye. To sum up this coin's immense value and appeal, the 1955D large date Lincoln wheat cent in circulated color error condition is a remarkable numismatic rarity combining a historically important year, a large production mentage, the allure of an unusual minting defect, and the beauty of natural toning. For collectors with an eye for rarity and a passion for Lincoln wheat cents, this coin is a crown jewel worthy of a prize spot in their collection. Until next time, keep hunting for those valuable coins and happy collecting.